Even with date, selfie, flowers. Now comes deletion. He says, no, I gave her flowers last week. Not true. Deletion. Remember the filter? We did job stuff we don't want to see. And when you show the picture and go, nah, here, with date, you, me, date, flowers. Step number 3, distortion. Oh yeah, this bastard. Every time he brings me flowers, he wants something. Clear? So it's very, very simple. When you understand how reality gets created, you will realize that most people have got conversations that we call Tai Chi, shadow boxing. You know, I couldn't really say the truth straight because I will push weird buttons, but I think I said what I needed to say. And that's what happens in your management meetings. Clear or not? An enormous waste of time because we're very polite. We're going to talk about politeness. Fact is this, we all started like this. Any of you who is a Martian, call me, we're going to get you on TV. Jivan wants a new program. Are you up with that? He's like, yeah, baby, let's do new programs. Problem is that what we do is we decide what happiness is for the poor child. Have you realized that? It is totally insane. This will make you happy. How about you don't know? How about I don't know? That's the first subjugation to my reality when I decide what the child has to do. Totally crazy. Then, guess what? Today we all want a bloody Einstein. Have you realized that? We tuition kids to death, learning garbage they will never use for no good reason whatsoever. But it's important! Why? You need a good grade! For what? I don't know. It's good for you. Like cod liver oil. And then you will do what it takes. You will spank at them, shout at them, and the kids don't get it. It's totally out of control right now. So, truth is this. This is from China. It's a real picture. This is the Chinese way of educating people in mainland China. Not all the time, but I mean, think about it. These guys are literally thinking in the box. It's that scary. Do you know what damage you do to a brain like that? The wiring is completely off in the computer. It's crazy. So, the real truth is this. It starts the moment you're born, the way we start wiring up the brain. And those of you who have a baby, a toddler, the real question you need to ask yourself, is your child honest or polite? So what is it, honest or polite? Bull dust. Padmini, do you have children or are you just dreaming about it? She's like, polite. There's just that social, no, your child is honest, which means the following thing. When mommy is watching the TV show, and the child feels hungry, it's not going to go, ooh, mother's watching Desperate Housewives. I'll wait until the break for some more milk. The child will go, you know what, sod it, I'm hungry now. Is that clear? And when your little bundle of joy creates another bundle of joy, it wants removal pronto. Clear? And it doesn't give a ding-dong. So, get the message, in life you can be honest or polite. And what are we? We are so polite. And then we've got politeness competitions between cultures. Have you realized that? Every culture believes they're more polite than the other one. It's totally cuckoo. It's completely maya. You know, you've got people who can spit on the street, you know, in some other cultures, and then they go to you and say, you're not polite. You say, how do you just spat on the street? What's your point? Clear or not? It never ends. So in life you can be honest or polite. Let's put it to the test. So for example, you know, little Jimmy can walk and talk for the first time, right? You're very proud. You go to the family party. And you go, Jimmy, that's Auntie Maria. And he goes, boy, she's fat. He's being very honest. Of course you could say, Jimmy, no, she's horizontally challenged. Because that's what we do nowadays. We make, you know, garbage look like gold. It's complete rubbish. But what would parents normally do? They will give you gentle parental advice because they go, right? OMG, what did the child say? And you get the gentle advice. Shut up. Clear? And we've all been through that. And in my generation, it was not shut up, it was, right? Clear so far? A little, I'm sorry, I'm here with stupid Maria, you know, shut up, kid. So the fact is this, the child has seen the truth, is being terrifyingly honest, and that's why we, the adults, say, kids say the darndest things. No, they say the truth. Is that clear? So how do we handle the truth? Because otherwise you say, Roger, I will have a bloody maniac as a child. No, you take the child aside, say, Maria, just a second. Jimmy, come here. It is true that she's as big as a barn door. No, it is true that she is horizontally challenged, but if you talk about that, it'll hurt her feelings. Fair enough so far? So we acknowledge you saw the truth. Now I'm going to share with you how to handle it. Clear so far? If you go back and you go, nya, 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 I will smack you. Rules of the game. Clear? Or put you in the car. But we don't do that. Unexplained. Why? Because I am feeling embarrassed. And so this is a very interesting thing called the Map of Consciousness by a man called Dr. Hawkins. Please find it. Excellent book, Power versus Force. You're going to realize that the lowest common power is shame. When it says level, look at the level, go down. The lowest possible emotion that people feel is actually shame. Because when you're ashamed, you can't move. Clear so far? I'm embarrassed. I can't embarrass my parents. I can't embarrass my neighbors. And oh my God. Clear so far? How old are you? I'm a lady. All these things happen automatically. After shame comes guilt. And that is what we call conditional love. That's when immature parents, they can be aged parents, but emotionally mature. If you love me, you wouldn't do that. That's the next thing that we call culture. You know, saving face. In the past, in the West, the people used to duel each other to the death for some reason. Where you now, when you read these reports, you go like, they shot each other for that? I mean, you go, sir, I vigorously disagree, and I think a bit cuckoo, but, you know, shooting you for what? Clear? So we start with shame, guilt. After guilt comes an emotion called apathy. That's when people don't want to feel any pain anymore. And those are the people who work for the national system of postage in Sri Lanka. Anywhere you go to the post office, have you seen how fast they move? Because they don't want to feel any pain anymore. So you go into apathy. That's where public servants are to a large degree. Because they go like, hello, if you go to become a normal public servant, you will have a so-so career, the money will never be brilliant, but it's a safe income. Clear so far? Am I against them? No, but that's apathy. So the danger is that if you decide to live a life of remote control and questioningly following the rules, you will end up in the emotion called grief. Because when you die or before you die, the game is up. You're going to realize whatever you do is what you did. That it was, whatever rules you decided to follow are as unreal or real as you make them. And that's why many people die in grief, as a matter of fact. Be careful. After grief comes something called fear. So far, if you're caught in a burning house, you will die. House burns, you're in shame, and you're like, oh my God, that's terrible, I'm going to die in a house. How shameful. You know, guilt is, it wasn't me, I didn't set it on fire, and you're going to run around the house persuading everybody it wasn't you. Apathy is like, it's burning, I agree, but you're not going to take action. Grief is you're going to start crying about the burning house forever and telling people how hard you worked for the house, and you're still going to burn. Fear is the first step to liberation. Once you realize, if I don't change something, it's going to end up pretty bad for me. That's when you at least run outside the house. Clear so far? After that, interestingly, comes desire. Because for the first time you took some action, you realize, I could actually do something here. I could actually change my life a little bit. And that's where multi-level marketing operates. When you go to multi-level marketing, it's fear and desire, fear and desire. So they first show you a picture of a Ferrari, right? They go, do you want this? Desire, yes. Can you have it? No. You know, house by the beach, do you want it? Yes. Can you have it? No. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. After 2 hours of yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, do you want it? Yes! Sign here, and you signed. Go and watch it. Go there and don't sign, and it's as predictable as that. It's very funny. After desire comes anger. That's when people start losing, weight, start working out, start really working hard for their money, do whatever it takes. Is that clear so far? Anger is the next driver to action. But what do we teach in all countries? Don't be angry. You realize that? In all cultures, don't be angry, don't shout. So we literally emasculate people from doing that at all. After anger, you finally take some action. And you finally see some results in your life. And it's very interesting. After that comes pride. That's what they say, pride comes before the fall. You achieve some level of success, and all of a sudden you think you're Iron Man or some stupid thing like that. And you're bulletproof and invulnerable. You start making mistakes, and then you start getting broke again. Read businessmen's life stories. You're going to realize many of them have gone through 1 or 2 cycles of success, bang, success, and maybe they learned it, or bang, one more time, and then they learned their lesson on the second round. Because after pride comes courage. And this is a conversation we have right now on courage. The courage to just look at things and go, where does this come from? Because maybe it's my father, maybe it's my mother, but I love them. What? Irrelevant, they're nice people. Clear so far? Do you know that 2 alcoholics can have children? No, it's a fact, you know, it's very possible. You guys look at me like you don't believe that. Imagine you would have 2 alcoholic parents and have a child. It's technically possible. What will the child learn? Not a lot of useful information. But the child automatically puts the parents on a pedestal. Everything that comes from that source must be true and clean. Be very careful. So the fact is this, many parents use conditional love because they were used, that's what they did to them too. Very dangerous. Kids get into shame and guilt a lot. Liberate them from that. Don't go there. And after 18 years, you're totally convinced, yep, that's me. This is how I was born. Maybe not true. So how can we do that? Let's wake up. Let's find a different solution. It's very simple. Please understand one thing. Your brain is a psycho-biomechanical computer. Fair enough? So for example, if you meditate, meditation is excellent, but it's nothing but rewiring the brain, the way the electricity flows in it. Agreed? So if you go to the woo-woo gurus who've got all kinds of weird rituals, you know, certain chants, that's all garbage. That's all marketing. There is simple ways of rewiring a brain. Why? Because brains have got plasticity. That means that the amount of the shape of the brain literally can shift. I'll give you an example. If you take your left arm or right arm, you tie it around your body for 1 year and you won't move it. Is that clear? Obviously the muscles wither. Agreed? But the part in your brain that controls the action of your arm will also shrink. That's what happens. It's got plasticity. So after 1 year, you untie arm. Of course, the muscles are soft. There's very little muscle tissue. But the real problem is that the part that controls the arm has withered. And that's what you have to rebuild until the control is back in the arm. Interesting so far? That means many things can be unlearned over time. Repetition. This is why motivation doesn't help. As in, you know, motivation workshops or these books, they don't help at all. Because they all promise you an instant insight or moksha or enlightenment. That doesn't work at all. So, creating measurable transformation, it's not rocket science. First of all, why do most of these change motivation sessions fail? You know, we go to the beach and jump around and shout, hat and bank, right? And then we pull the rope, throw the ball, and do these team building games. Totally useless. Why? Results come from the actions we take. If you're happy, excellent. If you are wealthy or not wealthy, it's up to you, happy, not happy. It's just a result. But they come from the actions. So most of the people supposedly love the companies they work for. Ask them in front of their boss, do you like working at this company? And guess what they will say? Yes. Then the boss goes and goes, not really. Right? Then Monday comes, don't ask me, look around you Monday morning. Most people look like a funeral. Yeah? So the managers see the people who don't look so happy and they would like to change the result. What do? We send them to motivation camp or team building. Same rubbish. We jump around and shout your company's name happily. Then we take the picture. Monday morning, same different day. Agreed? So what's really missing is that we need to rejig the belief systems. And the belief systems are interesting. The first thing in a belief system will do, it will deny. Remember the tiger? Distortion, deletion, and all that, generalization, that's the first level. When you get a guy, when he goes to a doctor, right? And the doctor says, you've got cancer. What would the guy say? Wrong guy. No, wrong guy. You go to 5 more doctors, and all of them say, cancer. What's the next reaction? Anger. Why me? I don't even smoke. That guy smokes. That's the anger. After the anger comes something called depression. Is it really that bad? Well, maybe it is that bad. And after depression comes the insight in the new action. For the first time in life, a voluntary, mature, unfiltered action based on reality. Clear so far? So when we do sessions, we just walk in the morning and we know we're going to see all this rubbish. And we just write down 3 flip charts. I write down visible, predictable, why. And then you start poking people like, how old are you, for example? And they start reacting like this the whole time. It's just reaction, not action. Until you explain this to them and go, see, that's just your subconscious system reacting. And they go, oh my God. Now I understand my computer a bit better. So what happens next is it's all predictable. Initially, stability. My life's good, I'm okay, I don't need to challenge my assumptions. Then you shake the cage. You go, is it really like that? And then they're like scared. And you go, what are you doing? It's working so far. Then comes the denial and the anger, and then comes the depression, and that's where managers don't want to go. You understand what I'm saying? The manager goes, ooh, if I touch that, they will have all those emotions. I cannot, what do I do with them? I want my people functional and obedient. Clear or not clear so far? So welcome to the hamster cage. And then I've got news for you. Nowadays, with technology moving so fast, the age of retrenchment is coming down. Well, it used to be you retired at 65 or 55, whatever. Today, I can literally see how that is getting reduced, because when we have only learned how to run in the hamster wheel, being an obedient good boy, good girl, and we grow up running in the hamster wheel, never questioning self or others for the right reasons, technology moves so fast, you've become obsolete. And I can see the firing ratio coming down, down, down in age, because the people have become that obsolete, technically speaking. It's very interesting, very scary. So what we need is a new culture. I need a new culture, and we need a new culture, not in Sri Lanka, but in our companies, and that'll spread, of emotional maturity. What does it mean? Very simple. First of all, have you ever realized that nobody forced you to do anything? We don't live in